Imagine this. You're in a dimly lit, smoky back room. A heated argument erupts, and in a moment of sheer audacity, you utter words that make the room go silent. You just threatened a mob boss. Your heart is pounding. What happens next? Do you even stand a chance of walking out of there, let alone surviving the week? Let us dive deep into a world most of us only see in movies and find out what the real-life consequences are. First things first, let's separate Hollywood from reality. In the movies, threatening a mob boss is a death sentence, usually carried out in some dramatic, cinematic fashion. But in the real world, organized crime operates more like a business, a very, very illegal business, but a business nonetheless. And in business, every action has a cost and a benefit. An impulsive, violent reaction to a threat can attract unwanted attention from law enforcement, which is bad for business. So, while your life is definitely in jeopardy, it might not be the immediate, explosive end you see on screen. So, what's the first thing you absolutely must do? Stay calm. I know, it sounds impossible when you're staring down the barrel of a life-altering mistake, but panicking is the worst thing you can do. Your ability to think clearly just went out the window, and you're more likely to make another fatal error. Take a deep breath. Are they reaching for something? Are they positioning themselves to corner you? Every little detail matters. This isn't about paranoia. It's about gathering information to make your next move, whether that's a quick retreat or just holding your ground. Being aware of your environment is a skill that can save your life in many situations, but in this one, it's non-negotiable. You need to see the danger before it gets to you. Now, let's talk about the legal side of things. You might think, I'm the victim here, right? Well, it's not that simple. If you threaten the mob boss, you've likely committed a crime yourself. Depending on where you are and the exact words you used, this could fall under laws related to criminal threats, intimidation, or extortion. The threat doesn't have to be physical. A credible threat to harm someone's reputation or business can also land you in hot water. So, while you're worried about extrajudicial consequences, you should also be aware that you could face legal charges. Going to the police might seem like the logical next step, but it's a double-edged sword. You do have to admit to being in a situation where you were consorting with known criminals and that you made a threat. This could make you a target for both the mob and a witness or suspect in a police investigation. It's a complicated mess. Let's say you manage to get out of that room. Are you in the clear? Absolutely not. The clock is ticking. This is where you need to make some hard decisions. Do you disappear? Change your identity, leave town, and never look back? This is a drastic step, but it might be your only option for long-term survival. The reach of these organizations can be incredibly long. They have networks and contacts everywhere. Simply moving to the next state might not be enough. You'd have to cut ties with everyone you know, erase your digital footprint, and essentially become a ghost. It's a lonely, difficult existence, but it's better than the alternative. What if you can't just disappear? What if you have a family, a life you can't just leave behind? This is where things get even more dangerous. The threat against you might now extend to the people you love. This is a common tactic used for leverage. In this scenario, seeking help becomes critical. But who can you trust? The police are a risky option, as we discussed. A private security firm? Maybe, but they are expensive and can only do so much against a determined criminal organization. This is a nightmare scenario with no easy answers. The key is to think strategically, not emotionally. Every decision must be calculated. Let's break down the psychology of the person you've threatened. A mob boss's power is built on reputation and fear. Your threat is a direct challenge to that authority. If they let you get away with it, it shows weakness. Others might see this and think they can also challenge them. So, Even if they don't personally care about your threat, they may feel compelled to make an example out of you to maintain their position. This is why de-escalation is so important. You need to frame your apology in a way that allows them to save face. You weren't challenging their power. You were just being hot-headed and stupid. You have to give them an out that also serves as your out. So, mastering situational awareness is a skill we should all have. How do you develop it? It starts with being present. Put your phone away when you're walking around. Pay attention to the people and the environment. Practice what's called the OODA loop. Observe, orient, decide, act, observe what's happening. Orient yourself to the situation by understanding the context. Decide on the best course of action, and finally, act. In our scenario, you'd observe the boss's reaction and the body language of his crew. You'd orient yourself by realizing the gravity of your mistake. You'd decide to de-escalate and look for an escape route. Then you would act on that decision by apologizing and moving towards the exit when possible. Let's be clear, the chances of survival after making such a threat are slim. The best way to survive is to never find yourself in that situation in the first place. Avoid shady dealings and questionable associates. Stay on the right side of the law. Your life is worth more than any argument or deal that would put you in that room. But what if, despite all your efforts to de-escalate, they don't accept your apology? What if you see that look in their eyes that tells you it's too late? This is the point of no return. Your only play is survival, and that means escape. Create a distraction. A loud noise, a flipped table, anything to create a moment of chaos that you can use to get to an exit. Don't run in a straight line. Use crowds and obstacles to your advantage. And once you're out, don't go home. Don't go to your friend's house. Don't do anything predictable. The first 48 hours are critical. This is your window to get as far away as possible before they can organize a proper search for you. So, can you survive after threatening a mob boss? The answer is a heavily qualified maybe. It depends on your ability to stay calm, de-escalate, think strategically, and frankly, a whole lot of luck. It's a high-stakes game of chess where one wrong move means checkmate. This whole scenario is a terrifying thought experiment, but it teaches us valuable lessons about conflict resolution, situational awareness, and the importance of the choices we make. What do you think is the single most important factor for survival in this situation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this exploration into the criminal underworld fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives. But here's a final, chilling thought to leave you with. Even if you do everything right, even if you manage to escape and disappear, how can you ever be sure you're truly safe? What if the real threat isn't the mob boss himself, but the one person in his crew who wants to use your mistake to climb the ladder? We'll explore that next time. Thanks for watching.